Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. Today we are setting sail on the high seas, getting up to all sorts of skullduggery and trying to become the best pirate captain we possibly can as we take a look at the new one from Rock Manor Games, Seas of Havoc. Hello again, my friends. Welcome back. It's very lovely to see you once again. For those of you who don't know me, and you should by now, my name is Matt, and I am here to take you through a deluxe edition unboxing once again of a Kickstarter that has recently arrived. I'm very, very excited to see what is in this box. There's a lot of bling and a lot of other bits and pieces as well, because that is what we do here at HP Gaming. So without further ado, we are going to be taking a look at Seas of Havoc. Now, this is a game from Rock Manor Games. Now, they are the company that produced the ever wonderful Maximum Apocalypse, which is very, very cool. This is a deck builder, worker placement-y game of epic piratey proportions, and you'll be running around the seas, causing havoc, like it says on the box, trying to best your opponents, and I'm kind of excited for that. Let's get into it. We are going to cut the plastic off this sucker. Now, I thought there would be extra boxes for this, but I think they decided to capitalize on the fact that shipping is still a nightmare, and have decided to put everything in the one box, which is kind of awesome. So I'm just going to cut that plastic off there, get this sorted, because plastic, no one's got time for that. No one's got time for plastic. I'll get that one off here, and plastic goes on the floor, as we do, and I'm going to put this up on here for you. Whoop, there you go. You can see the overhead there. The artwork is comic booky style, which I kind of dig. This is the Captain's Deluxe edition, so there's a lot more bling in this box, which is awesome. And again, it's a, as I said, a worker placement-y, deck building-y kind of game. But enough about that. Let's have a look and see what's in the box. I think this design has a solo mode as well, which is very cool. And I think 60 minutes-ish, give or take 60 minutes. I think that's what that's all about. We'll pop this one over here. Let's have a look on the inside. No pictures on the inside of the box. We'll put that one over there. So we've got a bit of chaos happening. We have the rulebook for the Sea Monster expansion, credits for that. The Buried Treasure expansion, which is also a storage solution, which I kind of dig. We'll put those over there too. The Captain's Log. And I think this is a breakdown of the different things. That could be for solo mode, actually. I'm not entirely sure. We'll put that to the side as well. There's a lot in this box. The rulebook, all-important rulebook, which is, again, pretty straightforward. I love the fact that they've got a lass rather than a lad brandishing a cutlass and brandishing the pirate flag. Kind of do that. All right, overview, setup, how it all sort of works, alternating phases, contents. So what I love about this as well is there are 6 ship decks that you can choose from, and I believe there's 6 characters to choose from as well. So even though the game is only 1 to 5 players, you can mix and match your deck and your ship, or sorry, your pirate and your ship, and as such get lots of different combinations of how the game plays, which adds replayability. I dig it. And that's not including the extra bits as well. Upgrade parts, wooden ships, because wooden ships are fun, player boards, etc. Unless it is made for 6 players, because there's 6 player boards. 1 to 6? It says 1 to 5 on the box. Go figure. Maybe it's because it's deluxified. How to set up the thing, islands set up for the grid, lots of stuff for the board, how to have different variants, core concepts of deck building, etc. This is a deck builder after all. The island phase, market cards, capital, actions, maneuvering, how to move and command your ships, cannon fire. So you want to try and maneuver your ship so that you get the broadside so you can attack your opponents, which I kind of dig as well. How to end the game, mermaids, card anatomy of upgrade cards. Oh my gosh, Ghost Fleet solo and co-op mode. Oh, co-op mode as well, it's always nice. I kind of like the idea of not having a co-op mode and literally taking the fight to my opponents. There are no friends on the 7 seas. Anyway, let's get into it. We have a very large collection of punch outs here. Yeah, that's cool. So let's see where this is here. We have so much plastic for the floor. I love it. Let's see, we got all this here. These are all part of the rondelle wheels for your player board. And because, there you go, it's on the floor. Because this is a deluxeified version, the extra rondelles for the extra players and everything else are already included in the pack. There's no separate bits and pieces. So these are punch outs, they spin on the wheel. There is a nice feel to these. I kind of dig it. Obviously a little bit of assembly required, but the wheels themselves obviously go all the way around to 10 or 0 to 9, depending on your poison. They're double-sided, but I do like the fact that, you know, they obviously spin and choose, and the numbers are not lined up on the same side, but that's okay. We won't hold that against them. Not a thick card or cardstock or board, chipboard, but they are, you know, reasonably durable. They make a good noise. So these are more of the same, just in different colors, which is very, very cool. Then we have the coins. We have what look like little island tiles. Oops. So these are little island tiles, and I'm assuming they populate the board and give you obstacles to sail around and things like that, or places to plunder. We have what looks like booty tiles. A bit of treasure. Again, that thin chipboard. And on the back you've got what looks to be different tokens, different movement, different rewards potentially, depending on how you play the game, which I kind of dig. And then you get some crowns, which I'm assuming are just your currency for the game. Again, nice chipboard. I do believe there's some extras in this box as well, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. All right, now this is cool. We have here in this wonderful thing here, this is part of the buried treasure expansion. So these chests do need to be assembled, but they allow you to store all your components inside the chests, which is very, very cool. So I don't know if you can see that on the overhead, but they come in a Ziploc bag. And I will try to get some shots of this fully assembled for you, obviously when we do our flyover. Let me just grab that here. The silica gel can go on the floor. And there should be 2 of these here. Yep. Oh, the smell. The smell of the timber is nice. I love it. So you've got all that here, which is awesome. Dig it so much. And then obviously you carefully punch those out, assemble those, and they will look absolutely fantastic. Some of it looks incredibly delicate, but that's okay. We'll pop those to the side. In fact, I'll pop those just up here for now. There we go. I don't know what's going on too. My camera has been a little bit difficult of late. It seems to be jumping in and out of sync. If anyone out there in Techland is potentially knowledgeable on such a thing, I have taken off all of the settings, brought it down so the camera doesn't do a lot or doesn't need to do a lot, but it's still being a bit jerky, which is annoying because I'm trying to provide something that's quality and it's being a dick. But that's okay. If anyone else out there, if anyone out there in Techland might understand how or why this is happening, hit me up in the comments, please. I'll be very grateful. All right, getting back here, we have the board. Which is, it's a board game, that makes sense. Let's see, we have, let's see what we've got here. This is huge. Again, I will get a big shot of it as a flyover. You're not going to fit it all in here. So you've got a score track goes around the outside. So starting from the skull all the way around the board. And back again, you've got some places for different card locations and tokens. Capital, bank, workshop, trading post. There's a market at the base of the board, which is very, very cool that you can see there. Blacksmith, sail markers, shipyards, and the deep cove as well. So I imagine as you make your way around the board, you can visit those places. And then here, you can use the grid to navigate and potentially attack your opponents, provided you've got the cards to do so. The back of the board is just a blank space there. We'll pop that one just on top here. Hopefully we won't do that. Oh, baggies for storage. Very important to have baggies for storage. I'm glad that Rock Manor have thought of that. Probably too many, but that's not a bad thing. Rather have too many than not enough. Wow, lots going on. I'm assuming this is a space for tokens here. Cards for days because it is a deck builder. Let's have a look at the player boards now. Your wheels are going to jump in here. You've got what looks like cannon loadings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, deluxe components. And this is dual layered. So that wheel that we saw before, if I can remember where the hell I put the thing, will sit in here like this, and you will spin that around to denote whatever you need to denote, which is kind of cool. And then you've got space for your captain card as well. Are they decorated on the back? No, they're just plain, but that's cool. I like that. Nice big components, and you've got your tokens there for your cannon fire as well. Hopefully I'm getting them in shot. I keep forgetting there's an overhead camera. Very cool indeed. We'll pop those there. A couple of dice. More silica gel on the floor. There's a lot of silica gel here, which is not a bad thing, I suppose. We have the dice, which probably don't need to be in the Ziploc bag, but that's okay. The dice, let's see. They work an 8. I guess that's good. We'll see what happens. I like that they're coordination dice, because on the board you saw there was slots for black die and white die. So depending on where you roll is where you fire, and that's kind of good. It doesn't mean that just because you've got a cannon fire or broadside cannons in your hand of cards that you're actually potentially going to hit. I assume. If I'm wrong, that'll pop up on the screen for you. Okay, we have here another baggie of little, these are little clips for the wheels to clip onto, which is very cool. That's cool. Okay, so this is extra clips for that, but this one here, if I'm not mistaken, are actual cannonball tokens, and I kind of dig it. So these are actual little plastic cannonball tokens. They got a flat bottom so they can fit inside your loading. So on those wheels here, if I can get it properly. Oh, careful, I don't want to lose any. Oh my God, they're tiny. But you can actually load up, like little, they look like little dumplings. But you can actually load up your wheel or your cannon with ammunition. Oh man, that's cool. I love it. It's such a simple thing, but I kind of dig it. It's awesome. All right, we're gonna put that one away. Put that one away. I'm gonna rebag those because I know what's gonna happen. They're gonna go absolutely everywhere. And we'll do it out of the box so we don't lose anything. I'm gonna have to have Pirates of the Caribbean soundtracks playing while we play this, I think. It's a given. Either that or pirate accents will be a must, I'm pretty sure. International Talk Like a Pirate Day is coming up in September. Playthrough coming on, maybe? We'll see what happens. We have ships for the expansion. We have the Monsters expansion tokens. Now these are, I think, score markers or infamy. Infamy, it's called infamy. That makes sense. Being a pirate. So we've got the token there. We don't need that. Infamy markers. Now these are your score trackers to see how much of a notorious pirate you are. And I dig that they are etched. They're not just screen printed on. That's cool. I love that. So you got all the different bright, vibrant colors there, and they are etched. There's like a textural dual layer to it. There's also a black because piracy, and what looks like a bronzy color, gold color with the expansions here. In fact, let's have a look at the ships first. The ships here, different markers. So many wooden pieces. That's cool. Love me some good wooden components. High quality, very durable. That's going to go over there. These are the ships here. And they're quite chunky, which they should be. I mean, they're going to be on the high seas firing cannons at each other. You want them to be reasonably durable. And again, they're etched and they're different. So you've got different ships, different sizes, different shapes. And I believe the different ships have different maneuvers, different things you can do with them as well, which is very cool. So depending on the ship you choose, as I said at the outset, the ship you choose and the captain you choose could very much dictate how you play or change the strategy you adopt, and that's kind of cool too. All right, we have the expansion bits and pieces here. So much silica gel, oh my God. We have the black and the brown, or rust, whatever you want to call it, ships there. Very cool. Again, I dig it. The feel of the components is nice. I do that. Look, the cannonballs, I get why they couldn't be round. They'd roll around everywhere, but having physical cannonballs you can load your cannons with, that's very cool. Then we have ships. Ships ahoy. More silica gel, I'm sure. There we go. These are your little wooden ships. I'm guessing you can purchase upgrades or skiffs, so you can send these out to collect resources and things, hence the worker placement element, which I kind of dig as well. So these are in all different colors. Nice, big, chunky, quality wooden shipples, meeples, whatever you want to call them, which is very cool. And there's also the 2 extras for the additional players. So I wonder then, with the extra cards and extra content, whether you could play an 8-player free-for-all brawl. It probably would crash the game, but who knows? Things to be tested. More silica gel. There's the extra ships there. Pretty straightforward. Cool. I love it. I love it. I'm going to be doing some reading this afternoon. I'm excited to see how this all goes. We haven't even got the cards yet. The monster expansion, because Seas of Havoc denotes not just piracy, but also sea monsters, because that's just how we roll. More silica gel. Now, I believe there is extra bits and pieces for this. You've got here a couple of sharks, great whites, a bit of Jaws action happening. You've got a Loch Nessie monster of sorts in this one here. That, in fact, you know what? That's cool. Let's put Nessie up over here. So we're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, and then a bit of tail, because that's just what happens. We've got the sharks, and then we have what appears to be a kraken. Giant squid kraken creature, which is awesome. And then you've got, as I said, the sharks there as well. Very, very cool. I dig it. I dig it. And you get little Nessie there too, which is very cool. I dig that. And I think it's going to add not just obstacles, but also an element of danger outside of your adversaries, which is very, very good. I think it's some markers, market markers, first player markers. I'm just trying to capture as much as I can on the overhead because the camera is being so annoying. It could just be that my computer is run, I just need a new machine. So you've got different tokens. These are deluxe components for flags. So different flags for different things. I'm assuming that's a first player marker. Yes. Yep, deluxified first player marker. And then you've got different flags. I think they're placed on the board and you can claim them to give you additional bonuses. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they've got a good heft and feel to them as well, which is very cool. All right, let's pop that over here. Over there. Metal coins, because it's one thing to have chipboard tokens, but having metal coins is just so much cooler. I love it. Because if you're going to have a game about piracy and getting gold doubloons, you need gold doubloons, am I right? I dig it, and I think they're all worth just one each, same tokens, but hey, whatever works, I dig it. They look amazing. Sounds so good. Okay, let's put those back in here for now. Cards, and that's the last component, is all the cards and details of what's happening. So there'll be some starter decks, there'll be some other bits and pieces. This looks like it might be extra components, captains, etc. These are monster cards. Ain't nobody got time for pull tabs. Let's just cut into the buckets. Let's do it. More plastic for the floor. There's a pile of plastic here, as there should be. All right, so these are monster cards. Tentacles, add 2 to the board. Spawn 2 tentacles. If there are not enough tentacles, spawn the head instead. Foreboding, I dig it. Spawn 3 tentacles, spawn the head. Oh my goodness. Flailing limbs. All ships in the shown spaces take a damage card. If a ship takes at most 1 damage, regardless of how many tentacles they're attacking. Flailing limbs. Grasping arms. Discard a card from your hand. Veer left from the Nessie, from the sea monster. A serpent. Pivot the head. Thrashing tail. So these are all monster cards and how they attack. Moving forward. Move the serpent forward. Command the deep, because a sea witch is a character in the expansion you can play as. Eye of the Storm, Sea Witch ability, Monster Hunter ability, Shark action, Capital, the bank. I love that. So sharks run around and do all sorts of chaos as well. The Sea Witch, immediately scrap damage cards dealt to you by sea monsters. You may ignore food movement, force movement from whirlpools and gusts. Once per sea and island phase, when you fire a cannon at a sea monster piece, draw 1 card. Ooh, there's going to be some chaos on board, which I kind of dig very much. All right, what have we got here? We've got, these look like different ability cards for the different characters you've got. I think there's 2 ability cards per character, so depending on the character you choose, depending on what you add to your deck. Similar to some other deck building games where you've got different roles and things you play, or different roles that are available. I know Cryptozoic's Annihilageddon, Epic Spell Wars, they have different ability cards you can add in or you can purchase as the game goes on. You have Salvager ability. You have the Terror ability, Salvager, the Terror, and these are then basic decks, it looks like here. So we've got green, so this is for the green ship or green purse's flag action, blue sailor's flag action, tan brown's flag action, red shipwright's flag action, frigate starting deck in black, and then you got the flute standing deck. So the cards are all different. Flute upgrade cards. Ooh, so you can upgrade your ships. That's exciting. I kind of dig that. That's great. I love that. All right, then we have what looks to be shipwright's flag, sailor's flag, bosun's flag, purser's flag, the blacksmith. So these are all places on the board, the bank, etc. Different ability cards. There's a couple of different versions, so maybe you decide on one for every game, or maybe there's a separate deck. Again, not entirely sure, but I can't wait to find out. Bosun's flag, purser's flag. So those are all different movement cards based on the spaces on the board. Let's see what we've got here. These are more different ability cards and potentially starting decks as well. Oh, I love that customization and the replayability factor. That's cool. I have a feeling this is a bit like Frag, the Steve Jackson games, Frag, or Doom for that matter, where you run around, light people up, and then they respawn and rinse and repeat, which is very cool. You have Rally the Flags from the Pirate Queen, then you have the Merchant, the Corsair, the Rebel, with the Rebel yell, Admiral, I should say, the Treasure Seeker, not before combat, Pirate Queen. I love the art. The art's great. At the start of the island phase, gain 2 infamy if you control more flags than another player. So fighting over those flags, the more flags you have, the better abilities you'll get. At the start of the island phase, draw 1 additional card and then discard 1. Admirable. So the Admiral, not Admirable. Gosh. I do like the fact that they all have different abilities. Very cool. Corsair, Treasure Seeker, and this is the War Junk upgrade for your ship. Xebex, Sloop, Brig, Ship of the Line, Galleon, player reference cards, flags, gain any 1 resource, they explain what they do. On the back you've got a bit of scoring infamy. The board wraps around, ram, broadside, raking shot, and collisions. Collide with another ship, discard a card, opponent takes a damage, but you get 1 infamy point if you ram ships. I mean, why not? Then you have solo co-op mode information cards. Then you've got damage deck. So this is damage cards that you draw. When you would play this card, scrap it instead. -1 infamy for damage. Damage, repair. So these obviously go into your deck and cause all sorts of trouble because they all have that same backing. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to put these ones together with those. So they're all together. There, and then we have a final deck of cards. We are nearly there, folks. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on here. And I've got to build some timbers as well to build those chests for storage. That's very cool. All right, what do we got? We got more plastic for the floor. Backs of the cards are all the same because these are the main deck cards that you will purchase upgrades for. Xebex starting deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards to a starting deck. So I wonder how many you draw per turn. Interesting. Ship of the Line talks about movement on the cards. Perform the extended maneuver as well, depending on where you land. Sailing this way. So depending on which cards you play will dictate your movement. Brig starting deck. War Junk starting deck. Sloop of War. The Galleon. And then this comes down to the green purse's flag action. So I wonder if you play that, that's a bonus card for the person who has that. I don't know. I'm still trying to work all that out, obviously, as we go. So the different decks based on the different flags that you collect as the game goes on. So the more flag cards you have, the more abilities you're going to be able to use. That's awesome. I dig that very much. That's very cool. Otherwise, that is pretty much it, I think, for the contents of this epic box of craziness that we have in front of us. Yeah, lots going on. What we're going to do, we're going to clear all this away. We are going to give you a bit of a flyover and show you how it all sort of looks when it's set up on the table. Should we set it for 5 players? 5 players? What do you think? 5 players? What do you think, Nessie? Or Serpent, I should say. You're not Nessie. 5. Yeah, we'll show you for 5 players. So what I'll get you to do, pause the video if you need to, grab a drink and come back to the table. We'll show you what this looks like when it's all set up for 5 players. Roll that footage. And there it is. What do you think of that, Serpent? Yeah, you like that? That was good. Yeah. I am digging this. There's going to be some rampant piracy rounding our table very, very soon. I can feel it in my bones. There is a lot to unpack here, but a good deck building game goes a long, long way, and this is going to be no exception. If you played this one, let us know your best combination of ship and captain. If you haven't played this one, check it out. We'll try and get a playthrough done. We are trying to get more and more content done. I am obviously going to have to potentially upgrade my camera, but we'll work that out as we go. If you have any questions or concerns, by all means, pop them in the comments below. Otherwise, folks, I will leave it there for now. It would be remiss of me not to thank our Patreon subscribers for allowing us to do all the chaos that we get to do on the channel. So thank you very much, sweethearts. Really appreciate it. And thank you as well for watching. Get back to the table, play plenty more games. We'll see you back here very, very soon. Until then, it is bye for now.